Hi all, right back with more of the other side of the hill. So this is my part 26, I think. Um, where are we? We are in the winter of 1942, operations phase, and yeah, just to start the Western Offensive. Um, right, so first, nothing really to talk about. I haven't uploaded. I haven't released part 25. I was watching it back last night. It's just the following day, so I like to watch it back if I can before releasing it. Although, when you start recording the next part, if you have found a mistake, then it's difficult to fix. But however, that's how it goes sometimes. I'd rather have the chance to play than have that issue really. So okay, so Western, so nothing to talk about. I don't think so. Western Offensive. There's no landings in the winter though. That's where we're at. We're in the winter. We do have a landing marker, so no landings there. So we can move on from that, and there's no Western Offensive in the operations box. So we're going to have some offensives. So first of all, any disputed areas? Well, this time we do. As we've taken Iraq, Iran, so there's disputed area there. So there's going to be a combat there. That's only disputed. Yeah, that's right. And then Axis controlled adjacent to Western controlled is the next one. Well, we know Spain is one of them, and so coming back here, Libya's gone now. Egypt's there. So Middle East is adjacent to Egypt. So there. Well, so it's adjacent to there as well. I know this isn't Axis. Western controlled though, isn't it? So it has this attack has to come from Egypt. It doesn't really matter because they don't differentiate between that. I don't believe so. That's fine. And Turkey won't get attacked because it's not adjacent to a Western controlled. Yeah, okay. So Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Spain. I think that's that from the Western point of view. I'm not looking forward to the next phase, but anyway. Right, is there a better way to do this? Well, no, because remember, they won't benefit from this being at 1 in the winter anyway, so I don't think it matters. Either way, so, well, I suppose let's just do Spain first. And see how we go. Spain doesn't benefit from an OB. Well, actually, there's the first case of this, isn't it? Because we do have an OB now in the Western Front, but as we now know, doesn't matter who the general is that's in charge of the OB, he does not affect combat. So, well, first things first, we should be drawing a card, shouldn't we? So place the pawns, 3 pawns, yeah, okay. Combat resolution, so I kind of need to go with the cards, but I like to do it still. So, if no Axis defenders, well there is, but I mean we have reduced things here, so yeah, okay. So we draw a combat card. They are attacking in 1942. Attacking 1942. Oh, it's 3 dice. They're getting 3 dice. Oh no. Okay, they're getting 3 dice. Now, so then we move on to generals. Like I say, who is it again we've got up there? Is it von Rundstedt? Or von Rundstedt, that is it, yeah. But he doesn't do anything. They're not allowed to do anything. I'm going to bring him out here. Well, he wouldn't be doing anything there anyway, but he is our general that's head of the OB. I'll bring him out because this is what I've been doing. I might change that. Like I think I said yesterday, I might change that as things go on. And then so more importantly, so guy can help us out. Well, let's hope on. We're defending and rough. We're defending and rough. Good. That's good. Right, Strauss. What does Strauss do? Where's the Adolf Strauss? Yeah, unfortunately, only when we're attacking again. So that's our leading. That's our AG head. So none of the guys are helping, but we are getting extra dice for that. So can we get somebody? So for a leading general, from the available, highest or second highest. Well, we did dig down. Ooh, we've got a lot of choice here actually. Oh my! Unless I put these back. No, we're on the sixes. Sixes are highest, so we can pick a 6 or a 5. But I'll tell you what, that's like a lot of choice. Hopefully somebody's got it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. We've got 14 generals to pick from here. So let me go in, and we're defending in rough. I'm going to get a Panzer, a black die and a grey die. Okay, let me have a look. Right, okay, sorry, I've caught a mistake here. Thankfully, early on to be able to fix, I'm sure you noticed that. And it's when I was looking through the generals, I thought there was one of them that could cancel any special effect. And I thought, well, we've not got a special effect. And then I'm looking at the card again, and I've got this wrong. I'm looking at the defence column. I noticed watching back on some other video footage, people doing that, so you got to be careful. So it's 942. They're attacking, so it's going to be an aircraft result and 2 dice. So they're only getting 2 dice, but they are going to roll an air first, which could take this to 1. But like we've said, that's not going to benefit them anyway. So I'm not too concerned about that. But that is 2 dice, and that'll happen first. So let me carry on looking here. Right, so I've had a look. This was the guy Modal who triggered that, me checking and finding I made a mistake there. Cancel any special effect in the combat card, defending in any terrain. So we could bring him in to cancel that air. They still roll 2 dice for the combat, but they would cancel the green air result first. But I don't think that's as useful, so I'm pretty sure I can get somebody else. I've got 3 guys here. So we've got, let me zoom out a little bit. Bunquist, defending in any, add +1 hit to the Axis combat roll for every black die that is rolled. So that's going to give us 2 guaranteed hits. Remember, they're only rolling 2 dice, so he's pretty decent. This is defending. Oh, I forget we're defending rough. So we are going to roll an extra white dice, aren't we? Defending rough, add 1 white die to the Axis combat roll, so that would give us black, grey, and 2 white. And that's interesting because this is only against the Western faction, mind you. What are your other 2 combats? Let's just pause for a moment. This is going to be defending in planes, so not any good. I'll tell you what it's also not any good for is him, because with no Panzer armies there. So that's interesting to take note of. And here, for that matter, no Panzer armies here, and that's defending in planes as well. I want to say I came across a guy that was defending in planes. Did I not? Let me see, here we are. Hermann Hoth. Defending in planes. Controlling player may change 1 grey hit result for 1 grey tank result. So it's going to boost it. That's not bad for one of these, I think. We'll see what their AGs do when come the time. But I suppose right now, do any of the 3 that I'm considering picking for Spain maybe irrelevant here? He's clearly not, because they're not rolling a black dice. The next one was defending in rough, which is not going to help there. Right, and then the third one, which I maybe didn't show yet, was that's defending any. The controlling player may change any one result in a grey die for a grey tank result. See, that's better suited across here, isn't it? For one of them, defending in planes, you're guaranteeing a tank and a 2-hit result. So I'm going to keep him close to the top, I think. I think he's going to be used for one of the combats over in the Middle East or Iraq, Iran. So I think I'd probably just go for Von Kleist. Mind you, Von Kleist is defending in any, Grant. This is specifically defending in rough, so maybe I should use him. Because Von Kleist, and, well, actually, yeah, he can only be used against the Western front as well, the Western faction. And this seems like the play, isn't it? And he's a 5. I've got a choice of 6s or 5s. I think I'm going to take him then. So that's a black, a grey, and 2 white we're going to get. And they're getting 2 dice. Yeah, that feels okay. They're going to roll an aircraft first. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I'm going to pick Heinrich von Vietinghoff. And Strauss is a seniority of 7, so remember, this is also got to be lower than a 7, and it's a 5, so that's fine. Right, so that's our generals and our combat card there. So moving on, we're going to resolve any special effects. So we're going to roll 1 Western die, and if it turns out to be an aircraft, we're going to reduce their naval control. Let's hope that's not the case. It is not good. Now, come the USA being in the war, I think that... Oh no, it's not. That's only for strategic warfare. So that doesn't count. And that result, the only thing that counts is that. So, yeah. Oops. Okay, so no special effects. They're going to roll 2 dice. They're not defending their naval control, but it's winter anyway. Oh, +1 for Jason saying no. Spain's fine. Yeah, it was down here, wasn't it? It was down in Libya that the issue was there. The other one across this side is when we come to here, which I'll need to keep my eye on because you can see you could easily miss that. And there is a Soviet one as well, isn't there? Right, so there's no +1, so they're going to roll 2 dice. So let's do that. Right, I'm going to roll them separate. Now I can't affect these dice. No reroll options or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, 2 hats. Okay. Well, no, that's probably not great, Grant. You probably would have liked to have just been having 1 hat. So 2 hats to them. Right, so what we're rolling? We're rolling a black and a grey. And then, because we're defending in rough, we get... Well, let's get up to that. Let's show that. +1 white die for defending in rough. So we get a white. Other options, air naval control, but it's winter. Paratroops, again, it's not winter, so we need to be on the attack as well. I wish that should be in the cards thing. Paratroops, it should say not in winter and only if you're attacking. I don't know, it might have been... I should maybe make a wee comment on that on the whoever's made the cards up. I know it's usually Stuka Joe that does these cards generally, isn't it? But maybe others have jumped on that bandwagon as well, and that might have been addressed already, although of course. Right, this general doesn't help because attacking, he doesn't help. He does help. He's going to give us, because we're defending in rough, he's going to add 1 white die to Axis combat roll. So we're going to add white, black, a grey, and 2 white. Okay, so here we go. No rerolls available, and we need. Oh, we really need 3 hits, really, but okay. There we go. We've got the 3 hits. Yes, good. Okay, 3 hits, and we do have a combat event. Okay, so for getting there again, that counts as 2, doesn't it? Because when we're defending, we've got the. I can't remember what it's called. The. Something guns? Assault guns? I can't remember. The project that we completed anyway. When we're defending, we get 2 hits for that. So 2, 3, 4 hits. That only counts as 1 because it's rough. Right, but we do have a combat event to resolve, so let's do that. Combat event. Right, nothing up here. 20th Mountain Army. If the USSR is not at war, this will go in the next year. The USSR is at war now, though. If the combat is with the Western faction, then this goes down the bottom of the deck. Well, it is. Now, there's one of these that's got a slight misprint, so let me read on. Cancel 1 hit from the Allied combat roll in this combat. Roll 1 Soviet die. If the result is discard this card. Yeah, so it looks like this card is only useful against the Soviet faction. I want to say, on watching some other videos, that there was a bit of a contradiction between. I think there's a misprint. I think it's in the Ra, actually. But that one seems to make sense, doesn't it? Yeah. USSR is not at war, put in the next year. If the combat is with the Western faction, put down the bottom of the deck, because it's only useful against the Soviet faction. Cancel 1 hit from the Allied combat roll in this combat. Well, this is a good card for us then, isn't it? Right, so it goes down the bottom. Is that right? I wish. Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 symbols. One's discard grant, and one's it goes in the next year, and that's that. And one is it goes down the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so it's going to go down the bottom of the deck, because the combat is with the Western faction. Yes. Okay. Hopefully that's right. Okay, so that was our event, and then moving into the Axis Defender, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. They've got 2 Axis hits greater than Allied, no retreat or reduction. That's it, all good. So nothing happens. Right, and then we can get rid of the combat card. No, you should try and speed this up a little bit, Grant, because there's going to be a lot of this, isn't there? He's our OB, he's our AG head, and so they go back in command, and von Vietinghoff goes back, and I've just remembered something that I was going to look at before kicking this off, but I'm probably too late now. So he goes away. And it was again about the fact that we just not long came out the command step, and I'm still forgetting about the ability to use that important rule where you can put any general from, what is that again? What page is it on again? Let me try and find it. Hang on. Yeah, page 18. We talked about it in the last part, didn't we? Once all vacancy markers have been removed from that, the head of personnel may replace one general in an AG head or OB box with a marker of one of his generals with a higher seniority factor. Yeah, I don't know if we. I mean, it's slightly worrying having Rommel down here as an AG head. It's, I don't know, and then we've got Von Manstein in here as well as an AG head. They've only got seniority 6, which is a wee bit risky, I think. Anyway, I came past that step, so I don't know if I could have done any cover then or not. Right, anyway, Spain is done. That comes away, no harm done to us. Right, let's go with let's go with just top to bottom. Let's go with Rakaran. Right, so I'm going to draw a combat card, aren't I believe. Give me a sec. Yeah, combat card. They're attacking, remember, Grant. Okay, attacking 1942. Ouch, that's a bad one. Right, so 2 aircraft rolls and then 3 dice they're getting this time. And that is the attack column, right. This is Rakaran, right? Okay. So, right, generals. Right, well this time we've got Kesselring. So, does he help though? We're defending in planes in both of these. I want to say he's only beneficial for defending in RAF, but I might be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Kesselring. I'm not wrong though. So yeah, he's only when we're defending in RAF. So anyway, that's our OB. Our AG head is Von Reichenau. He's only good when attacking anyway, so he's not any good. But I'll bring him out. Okay, well, we definitely need somebody to help us here because we're getting 3 dice rolled against us. Yeah, well, we already noticed somebody that was going to be of use, didn't we? So 6s or 5s. I want to say it was the first 5 that I came across. So we're defending in planes. Yeah, he's not any good, that's right. It's against Soviets, right? Okay, this one could be used. I didn't show him before, but cancel 1 in the Allied combat roll, an air result. But remember, well, the air is still, it's at 2. Air naval control's at 2. Let's attack and defending. Yeah, so I think this is I think probably we want to use this here because they're rolling 3 dice, so we might get luckier in the Middle East. So that's defending against any controlling player may change any 1 result in a grey die for a grey tank. So that's going to guarantee us 2 hits. I mean, yeah, this guy works too, but you've got to have a hit. So I might want to keep that for Middle East then. Yeah, that was like what we're doing. It's against Soviets. And Modal could cancel any special effect in the card. We could cancel 1 of the aircraft. But no, I don't think so. So I think I'm going for, what is it? Hoth? No, not Hoth, the guy before that. Reinhardt. So defend against any controlling player may change any 1 result in the grey die for a grey tank result. Because we're rolling 2 grey dice, so that's who we're picking. Right. They go back. Yeah, that's fine. So that's all general sorted. Right, so special effects, well, they're going to roll 2 aircraft, and remember, this only is one, it'll only be 1 hit to the air naval control. If they get an aircraft, and they get 2 of them. Well, there's an example. Right now it's got 2 of them, but if at least 1 is rolled, -1 the air naval control in the combat's front. So it's not, it doesn't reduce it by 2, it just reduces it by 1. So that knocks that down to 1. And if this wasn't the winter, they would now benefit from an extra dice. But it is the winter, so they're going to get 3 dice, aren't they? Remember, we're only getting 2 here, so we could do with some help here, I think. And it's in, yeah, I was just about to say it's in planes, so we don't want to see a tank. Well, they did get 1 aircraft. I mean, if they'd got 4 hits there, that might have been kind of game over for us. I think we might still have a chance. Oh no, because that dropped to 1, didn't it? That is 4 hits. Okay. Right, well that's what they've got. I want to say that as 4 hits, because they can't reduce the air naval control any further. If it's at 1, it counts as a hit, yeah. Okay. So we're getting 2 grey dice. Remember, the artillery guns as well give us 2 hits, but we're only getting 2. In fact, yeah, the best we can get here is 4 hits anyway, isn't it? Damn it. Yeah, it is. That's so annoying because, well, as long as we can just take 1 reduction. Well, I think we kind of need the 4 hits. We can turn 1 grey dice into a tank because Reinhardt. Anyway, the other 2 generals don't help. So we're rolling 2 grey dice. Not missing any in the armour. Don't think so. That's a combat roll. Yeah, it's just 2 grey dice. There we go. We could do with seeing a tank or an anti-aircraft gun. Good, we've got a tank. So, yeah, we don't want the combat roll, so we're going to change that into a tank as well. Oops, that was a tank. We changed the other one to a tank because of Hans Reinhardt. It just says we change any 1 result in a grey die for a grey tank result. So yeah, that's the best we're going to get. So 1, 2 hits for that because it's in planes, a hit for that, and a hit for that because our air naval controls at 1. It's 4 hits, 1, 2 hits, 1, 2 hits. It's 4 hits. So it's a tie. So that's whatever it is. Axis defender. If they equal the same, it's 1 reduction or 1 retreat. If retreat, flip activate head of AG equation. I'm not retreating because I need to stay in Baghdad to complete the military directive. So 4 hits each. We're going to take a reduction on this. And that is that. Combat done. That goes away. So I think it's an attrition result. I think that's what that was. Right, combat card goes away. Kesselring. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave Kesselring sitting there because when Reckenow goes back, Reinhardt's done his thing, so he's now been activated. And that's it. Yeah, right. So move on to Middle East. I need to draw a card again. Right, combat card. Kind of hoping this will going to be 2 dice. 1942. Oh, 2 aircraft. Well, that's good because we're at 1 anyway, so nothing's going to happen here. Although, is that a good result? I don't know. Yeah, well, that's fine. That's fine. So there's no combat going to be, so I can put Kessel in black actually. Not that he was doing it anyway. And we're just going to get a special effect. So I'm not going to activate any generals. Now hold on. Stop Grant. It's if your AG head can affect special effects. I think it's only him. That was brought to my attention. Here it is. Page 25. Just looking for all these little important rules when I flip through the pages sometimes. The special effect may be cancelled if the specific rules of the general and the AG head allow it, even if there is no allied attack. So there's no allied attack because there was no number after the special effect. But it does just say AG head. It's Rommel. Nah, Rommel doesn't, does he? I was forgetting about Rommel actually. He was going to give us a boost. Yeah, I might have preferred. one German army in the areas considered. Yeah, he's not cancelling any special effects, so that's fine. But doesn't. Am I not right in saying the special effect doesn't matter anyway, Grant? Yeah, we've been here before, haven't we? Roll one Western combat die. So we're rolling two die here, but I don't think there's any point. If the value is 1, there's no effect, so there's no point in rolling them. So that's fine. Done. Castle rounds back. That's it. Combat's done. That was good. Okay. 30 minutes. Can we start the Soviets? Well, I was hoping to get apart. I might just run short of time though. Let's just push on and see if you can do it. Okay, we're done with the Western offensive. We're on to the Soviet offensive, and this time it does trigger. And this could get nasty. Right, hang on, is there anything different in the cards? I don't think so. There's no landing, obviously. Get the segment of the Not a War. Red Soviet combat pawns placed in the Eastern Front areas, which does not contain a no offensive marker and contains a disputed marker and a Soviet control disc. I think we've got one of them. Right, need to flip these over to that side now. Here. And the Baltic States. I think that's only disputed area. And then in an area that is Axis controlled and adjacent to Soviet controlled, except if the line has a no Soviet symbol. And this is the one Martin brought to my attention when I was saying about worried about getting, if we take Iraq, Iran, they're going to be able to attack us from the Caucasus, but no, see, that's scored out. I don't think the other areas are scored out though. So for instance, well, it's what here, Belarus is going to attack Poland. Yep. Belarus attacks Poland. Ukraine attacks Hungary. And the Black Sea attacks Romania, Bulgaria. Is that it? I think so, man. So there's 4 of them. Okay. Right, hang on. There's one other thing here. If it is neutral and adjacent to a Soviet-controlled area, immediately activate the country as an Axis satellite. I think this is not relevant. I think it would be if we hadn't taken Romania, Bulgaria maybe, and it was adjacent. It was still neutral. There's no areas neutral to Soviet-controlled areas, is there? No. Yeah, I think that's the case if we hadn't done the Hungary thing or the Romania-Bulgaria thing. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So moving on, draw a card and all that. Right, so it's just, we're going to go to the combat cards again. So, again, the air naval controls, well, I say it's not going to matter. Once it drops to 1, remember, any aircraft results that you get on the dice are going to be hits. So maybe we should take that into consideration. So we've got 3 armies here. 1 regular, 2 reduced. 5 armies, they are 1 regular, 3 reduced, and a satellite. 3 armies here, and then this is probably the best. We've got the Panzer Army. I don't think any of that matters to how you. Right, hang on. Defending in rough. Right, I like this. Defending in rough? No, defending in plains. And defending in river. I want to say there's a guy. Is there not a guy defending in river? Let's go for the... Yeah, let's go for the Baltic States first then. Let's see if I can find that guy. Yeah, I do need to pick the area first before we draw the card, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go for the Baltic States first. So we're going to draw a combat card. Remember, now this is in the Soviet faction. They're attacking in 1942. So we're in the red box. 1942. Oh, no. So it's got the frost icon and an event. So there's not going to be a combat. We'd really like to cancel that though, because that's going to be a reduction. Now remember, we can still check our AG head. But who is it? Von Weeks. We don't have an OB. Well, there's no combat anyway, so it's only relevant if the AG head can do something about the special effect. Von Weeks. He's in command, yeah. Maximilian von Weeks. He's only good if we're attacking into rough. He's not going to cancel any special effect. Yeah, I want to say is the OB Ost. Who was it again? Can do the OB Ost? Von... Is it von Manstein? That I've got in control somewhere else. No, it's reroll of dice. I thought there was one that could cancel the special effect. Yeah, it must be an AG head then, obviously. The thing is here, that wouldn't matter, because it's only the AG head that can cancel this anyway. Right, so Strauss doesn't help us, so we're just going to have to take the effect of the the special effects. The special effect for that wee frost symbol is, if it is winter, apply 1 reduction before combat. Okay, we're not having a combat. Is that Grant try to be stubborn here and say, well, wait, no, we're not having a combat? I don't know. I mean, surely it's still a reduction because the card doesn't have a number on it. So it's still got to be a reduction. Now you're looking at this on these cards though. Let's look at it in the rulebook then, just in case it's worded differently. Yeah, in actual fact, in the rulebook, so again, I think that could be better worded in the cards, the sequence of play cards. Because in the rulebook on page 27, it says, for the winter symbol, the wee frost symbol, reduce 1 Axis army only if the current turn is winter. That's all it says. It doesn't say it needs to be before combat. And don't get me wrong, I'm maybe being picky there, because it still says if it is winter, apply 1 reduction, but the next 2 words are before combat. There's not going to be a combat, but right, so we've got to apply a reduction, and yeah, so that regular army is going to have to be reduced to a reduced army. Now I don't know again the order of that. I mean, it shows it on the card as that happens first, and then you draw the strategic event. But so result in the combat card may include a special effect, must be resolved before the allied combat roll on its own or separated by the number of allied. it doesn't really specify in what order, but I mean, it's written on the card that way, so let's just assume that it probably doesn't make any difference. But right, so we're gonna draw a strategic event. I always struggle to say that. Right, here we go. Right, we've got this nasty icon. This is going to affect our generals. So if the USSR is not at war, well, it is. Oh, resource value -1. Ouch. So yeah, we've seen this one before, and it was 1941, wasn't it? We were able to put it down to the 1942, and now it's back up. So it's going to go away this time. We're going to get a resource value -1. Let me do that first, but however, I think technically I should. So that goes down from 14 to 13, which is bad. But technically we should resolve the... what is it called again? Can't remember. Misfortune? C7.3. Right, so... And I wasn't sure, did I not? I don't think anybody answered. I didn't go and ask the question, I left it in the video, I think. Wasn't sure if every general was... If a misfortune... Current events triggered, roll 1 grey die. Treat any result other than a grey hit as no result. Let's do that first. And hope that it's not a hit. Right, it's not. Good. And let me just maybe leave the question in there again. Because what was I unsure about? If it was any general. It says select, on a result of a grey hit, select an eligible general to be affected by the event. All generals with a misfortune symbol section on their cards are eligible on the year indicated in the card and in all later years. If there's no eligible generals in play, ignore the misfortune event. If there's more than one, if there's only one, you select him. If there's more than one, you randomise it. I think my question had been, although it was a sort of like, I think every general that I've got, all my 30 generals can be involved here. I suppose I was wondering, in play, it says in play, and I suppose I was wondering, the activated ones, are they in play? The available ones, are they in play? Is it just the in command generals? Yeah, I think I sort of left that with a sort of thought that, I think I rolled the dice before and then sort of, right, we'll see if we get a hit or not, and then I might need to go and look further into it, but nobody said anything here. I might be making things up here. I feel like it's probably, again, all the generals that are in these 3 piles, basically. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Maybe Carlos can confirm that while we're here, so we don't need to go and look more into it if it does come up, because it's probably going to come up again many times in the future. So that was good. No misfortune. We did, however, get a resource value knocked down, and this card is now gone. So that's good. But resources down by 1. That's bad. And that was our combat card for the Baltic States. So that's gone. Okay, Baltic States is done. We did take a reduction there. It's just a bit brutal. Where are we at time wise? 44 minutes. I'm not sure if I can do all 3 of these. Hang on. Right, yeah, probably only got time for one more of these. So, and I could just wrap it up as a part. It's not ideal, I know. Be better to do all 3 of them, but I don't have the time, but I'd rather wrap a part up and get it copied up and whatever. So, Poland, Hungary, or Romania, Bulgaria. We said Romania, Bulgaria being the strongest, so maybe because we never took a hit up here, I think I would take one of the weaker ones. Well, the weakest is Hungary, I suppose. So let's go for Hungary then. I maybe should look at generals and how they're looking. And we only have 3 armies here, and we could have had 4, but however. Right, so we'll do Hungary. So drawing a card, yeah. And yeah, just jump. Oh well, we didn't have a combat anyway. Right, okay. Combat card. 1942 Soviet faction. They're attacking. It's the same again. This is not what we want for the winter, is it? So, a reduction and a strategic event. Again. Right, just checking. Who's it? Von Kukor? Von Kukor. Oh, stop. Oh, no, he is. He is. Excellent. We're defending in rough. We are. Von Kukor is our AG head. That is him, isn't it? Yeah. He's our AG head. And against the Soviet faction, if we're defending in rough, cancel. Oh. That's not that effect. Damn it. That's annoying. Right, and just showing you across there, that's that effect. The wee sort of shock symbol. I think they're shock troops, aren't they? That's something that seems to ring some bell. So you can cancel that effect, but you can't cancel that or that. I think there are some that says cancel any special effect. But he specifically says to cancel that. Boo. Right, okay. So we're not going to be able to avoid the reduction in the winter. So we take 1 regular army and reduce it to a reduced army. And then we still have a strategic event, and then that card will be done. So, strategic event. That struggles yet again, you see that? Right. Soviets would move up. We ignore that now, they're at war. We do have another misfortune. If the USA is not at war, well, it's not. Our strategic warfare value is 0. That's 1. It goes down the bottom of the deck, so we ignore this. Do we ignore the misfortune then? I think we do. Kind of hoping we do. So, section 7, the rules of events, page 31, says if the condition is met here, if this condition is met, or if the condition is met, ignore the recurring and unique events on the card. So we ignore these, and we ignore this, if that applies. And it does apply because the USA is not at war yet. We're 1 step away, so we're getting away with this. However, it's going down the bottom of the deck, so it might be back to haunt us. Well, in fact, hang on. Well, unless the USA don't enter the war before the end of 1942, yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? I don't think so. I think that's built into the cards to happen. Okay, that was the Hungary, wasn't it? Yeah, we take a reduction. Okay, what am I at? 49 minutes. Probably should stop. Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to have time to do both of them. But then again, if it's no combats, let's do one more, and then if it's a no combat again, I'll hopefully move on to the next phase. Right, we're going to go for Poland now then. 2 AG heads up there. Mind you have to pick. Oh, they're both 9s, so that's well planned, Grant. Yeah, right. Defending in planes, Warsaw. So draw a combat card. Yeah, let's do it. Draw a combat card. There's only 2 left in the deck. 1942. Oh, come on. Really? Right, we're not getting attacked, but there's no combat, but it's another winter symbol. So unless Von Bock or Von Lieb can cancel that, I have my doubts. I was all excited when I seen, what was it? Von Kukler, but that didn't happen. Von Lieb, Von Bock, draw 2 combat cards. No, they're both for attacking. No, we're not getting to avoid this. The winter. Well, you did leave it to come into this stage, Grant. So we're going to take 1 reduction. Oh no, we can. Am I not right in saying it's got the order here in the combat cards, I think. So first of all, Panzer to regular, can't do. Second is regular to reduce, so we need to take the regular and reduce that. There we go. That is, however, it. So let's just quickly push on then and do Romania, Bulgaria then. So not being any combats as of yet. Going to draw a card though. Give me a sec. Right, it's the last combat card on the deck. 1942 Soviets. Right, you're taking the. I don't know. Maybe that's 4 reductions we've had. Man, I mean, no combat, so Grant. So, right, who have we got? Von Manstein. Yeah, I'm not holding much hope here. Defending an NA. Yeah, he's the one that needs to be in the OBOS box, isn't it? But we need the card to be able to put him up there. His first ability, however, is controlling player may change the result of any one die, and that's a sort of like combat roll. And there's not going to be a combat roll because there's just a special effect of 1 reduction for us, I'm afraid. And then that card goes. Just while I remember, I'm going to shuffle up the combat deck now. While I'm blethering away here. That one's going to have to be the Panzer Army, because that's the priority order. Gets reduced to a regular army. That is done. Yeah, okay. Maybe they're not going to be doing much attack in 1942. I don't know. Maybe it's more on the defense. Well, I don't know. Sure, they must get attacking on us. Right, let me shuffle this fully. Right, combat deck shuffled up for the next time it happens. And that's us done with the Western Soviet offensive. So I'm going to stop now at the military directives objective check. And I do hope to get back to tomorrow to that. Just try to leave my cards at the right bit. There we go. Okay. yeah, okay. So nice to get another part, and hopefully I can get at least part 25 out there, and then hopefully nobody comes back telling me I've done major things wrong. Okay, I'll hopefully back to tomorrow with the next part. Cheers.